Playing 3 tables of 100 NL. Tagging this player as a fish because they're coming in with less than a full starting stack. Would open this hand if it was just me opening versus this fish. Um, Even though I think it's maybe a pip or two too wide, but would definitely get in there to play some hands versus a white belt, as we call them at CPG. As you can see, we've been at these tables for a while, maybe half an hour. Here we're going to call with 9-10 suited in position. We have equity, but not a lot of equity, so we're going to start out with a bet here. And if we get check raise, we'll just go ahead and fold without a backdoor spade. It's designed to fold out hands like ace jack, ace king, king jack, some random stuff as well, ace five. Once we get the queen on the turn, I think we're going to start polarizing and threatening stacks. I think I have a queen a lot more than they do. Putting pressure on pocket pairs between the 8 and the queen, 9s, 10s, jacks. Here we're going to put in the squeeze. Once they raise here, I mean, we can comfortably fold. Nobody's raising without queen X here. If they are, they're still winning. They're still beating us in the hand, but yeah, there's nothing else to do. I think that this is almost never a bluff here. For what it's worth, I don't think like they should be raising queen X there, even though I think they are. Um, because if they have queen X, it's very unlikely for us to have queen X. or if they had like a boat, right? If they had pocket eights or whatever, it's better to just let us continue to bluff in that spot than it is to raise because we're already threatening stacks there. Here we'll put in the ISO. But yeah, by like raising there, it just lets us off the hook with all of our bluffs, which is great. Like for us, when we're taking a polarized line that's consistent of bluffs and strong value, it's really nice to be let off the hook with the bad end of your value or your with your bluffs in that spot. Just gonna be checking the entire range out of position. I think fish just tend to stab too much. We're still gonna be check raising if they bet. Um, and once they check back, they're very unlikely to bet the turn. They have a lot of showdown value, some pocket pairs and things like that, ace highs. So once we get called on the river on the turn, I think we don't want to try to decide whether they have it or not on the river. I think we can still get value from Jack X region of hands. And if they raise, then we have a pretty comfortable fold. I hope that you fast forward through this portion. I'm only playing 3 tables right now because I want to be able to focus on explaining what I'm doing a little bit, and that can be challenging if I've got a bunch of tables up. Here, when they open that small, we're definitely going to go ahead and three bet. Also remembering to label this person as a fish for using that sizing in the small blind. Always starting out with my checking my range. That's my strategy on these types, or on out of position single raise pots. Bucket my hands into check calls, check raises, and check folds. Here we're definitely squarely in the check call camp for now. Trying to figure out if I need to bluff here. Think that I do. Think we want to polarize here. You don't really want to let somebody off the hook with an easy decision there by betting, 70% or whatever. They can just call with their jack X. You want to really make it hurt to make those kind of decisions. Uh, This is the button's first three bet, second three bet in 63 hands. So they took a larger sizing. We're just going to go ahead and call here. Definitely not folding, but normally this would be a four bet in these positions, but I think because I think this person is under three betting, we're much better off just going ahead and just calling the three bet rather than four betting ourselves. Here with no backdoor diamonds, even though I have two overs and I'm getting kind of direct odds, I think that they just don't have like enough hands. Like we could be drawing to hands that aren't good here. So we'll go ahead and just fold this one and stay out of trouble, out of position. If we were in position for whatever reason, then I would consider calling that. Like if it was button versus small blind or whatever, then I would consider calling that bet in position just to see what happened on the turn. Players tend to reveal their hand strength on the turn most of the time. Three bet pots can be a little bit different, but I think it's a good kind of barometer for most, kind of unstudied players or whatever, players that you won't expect to be barreling off. This might look like an open, but in a high rake environment, anything under 200 NL, this is for sure a fold under the gun there in the low jack. Guess I'm just forced to kind of call here in position for this price. I considered three betting, but I don't really want to build a meta where I'm starting to get four bet every time. Here we're just gonna start off with a stab for half. We have some backdoor equity. Here just checking our showdown value out of position. Don't want to start bloating the pot. And here on this river, gonna go for some value versus their ace X. Opening the king jack suited. I would fold king eight and king seven suited in at 100 NL. In the three bet the 6-7 suited. Gonna wrap up soon. Um, I'm not like thrilled to be in this position with Queen 10, but like we can flop a strong hand, so for this price, we're just gonna get in there. I think with this action, we almost always have the best hand. Like typically Queen Jack and better gets raised, so we're definitely gonna put in a raise here. I want it to be small enough that if this guy opens the action again by jamming, that I can, if this person flats, consider raising again. Once they call, I think, like there is some value in trying to get hearts to call, but I think there's more value in just going ahead and jamming and targeting their Queen X region. I'm not sure about that one though, honestly. Like it was such a weird spot that I'm not typically in that I could be wrong that that's not the play. Since I blocked the queen, definitely going to put that one for review at another time. Going to be defending our 5-6 suited here in position. Flop huge. This sizing is not a thing on this board. So as suicidal as it may seem, I think I'm just going to click this one back and see if we can take it down. They jam, we'll just fold. Middle pair on ace jack 7. I'm checking my whole range here in between two players, so I am going to be checking hands like pocket aces, pocket jacks, pocket sevens, ace jack, ace queen, ace king, ace 7, all those hands. I think when upfront player like bets here and goes ahead and bets turn, like they almost always have an ace even for this sizing. Like they can have or better, but like I think our jack is almost always in pretty bad shape here on when the first position player leads out. Like with this person, if it checked through and the button bets, I would call um more often depending on the sizing. But for half pot or less, certainly I'd call. Um but I think when the upfront player bets, they more often have the ace. Doesn't look like they had it that time though. Gonna sit out the next big blind and end the video. Always tagging players as soon as I can. I think this player who bet really big on ace eight deuce and then folded to my small re-raise. It's probably a weaker player. Their stats are pretty reasonable, but that bet sizing on that board was not. So probably like a weaker reg, I would say, very likely. All right, see you next time.